Chapter 1: Stone Secrets Unveiled. Imagine walking through a land that is not just filled with grass and sky, but also great stone structures towering above. Now, picture these stones, not just random piles, but perfectly carved shapes, so precise that it seems as if someone took an enormous knife and sliced through rock like butter. This brings forth the intriguing and mysterious possibility that perhaps our ancestors had tools much like our machines today. Now, before we get carried away with ideas of time-traveling bulldozers, let's ground our wonder in some facts and solid discoveries. There are several places on Earth where stones stand so carefully carved and set that they make us stop and scratch our heads. Take the Great Pyramids of Egypt. For instance, these stone giants have been standing for thousands of years. Each block, some as heavy as 2 African elephants, fits with the others so snugly that not even a sheet of paper can slide between them. How did the ancient builders achieve this? Well, we know they used simple tools made of copper, wood, and stone. But copper is softer than limestone or granite, so it seems like a puzzle. For years, archaeologists, historians, and researchers have tried to solve this. There's evidence of wooden machines, like levers and ramps, used by the builders. We also found loads of copper tools in ancient quarries. But interestingly, there's an emerging perspective that suggests there might be more to the story. In the quiet corners of history, there is talk of different methods and more advanced tools than we've imagined before. In Peru, there's this place called Sacsayhuaman. It's a sort of fortress built by the Inca, with walls made of huge stones. Some stones weigh more than a car and are so perfectly shaped that you can't even fit a needle between them. What's even more surprising is that these stones have odd shapes. That means each one had to be cut and placed with care, like a giant jigsaw puzzle. Unlike the Egyptians, who had rivers like the Nile to help with moving stones, the Inca did this in the Andes Mountains, and they did it without the wheel or iron tools. Now, let's think about the process. It's not just how the stones fit, but how they were shaped. Researchers have looked into the possibility of using abrasives, like sand mixed with water, to cut and shape stone. This method works, but it's very slow and doesn't explain the absolute precision in the curves and angles that are too exact. Thunderstruck by this, some scientists raised questions. Could the ancients have had ways to cut stone we don't fully understand yet? That brings us to a recent study that might surprise you. At a site in Turkey called Göbekli Tepe, archaeologists found T-shaped pillars up to 6 meters high. These are some of the world's oldest known megaliths. These pillars were carved around 11,000 years ago, long before riding or the wheel. How people with seemingly basic technology accomplished this is still a fascinating mystery. Some studies have shown there might have been use of a kind of concrete technology, creating these large stones in molds with limestone slurry. In places like Easter Island, home to the famous Moai statues, laser scanning and 3D modeling have provided clues. Many statues are left unfinished, showing the stages of carving, which helps us understand some of the tools and techniques employed. Yet, much about their exact processes and the precise transportation methods remain elusive. The idea here is not to say the ancients had electric saws or cranes hidden away. Instead, this inquiry nudges us to consider how much we have yet to learn. There is often a blend of clever engineering, knowledge of natural sciences like leverage and balance, and possibly as yet unrecognized methods that could mimic or reflect advanced technology. Historians and scientists continuously search for clues, and trying. out methods that might have been used. This encourages us to think about innovation and adaptability, and maybe point out how necessity truly is the mother of invention. It hints that human capability, creativity, and inquisitiveness have always been part of our journey. These ancient mysteries do not just tell us about the past, they also spark our imaginations about the future. By examining these mighty stones and the secrets they hold, we also learn more about the limits of human efforts and the ideas that have shaped our world. Our stone-moving ancestors whisper stories as old as time, inviting us to listen and discover. What we learn could change the way we understand history and our place within it. So, let's keep digging and asking. For there's always more to uncover just below the surface. Chapter 2, Machined Marvels. Imagine walking amidst the ancient ruins of Egypt or the grand structures of Peru and noticing the details that are often overlooked. Consider the way some of these giant stones fit together so perfectly that not even a piece of paper can slip between them. The craftsmanship is so fine, so precise, that it's hard to believe it was done with just simple tools. This leads us to an interesting question. Could these ancient builders have used machinery we never knew about? Today, we're going to dive into this fascinating topic. Let's take a trip back in time. Starting in Egypt with the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's an architectural masterpiece, shrouded in mystery. Each stone block can weigh as much as 2.5 tons. That's about the same as a large car. The question is, how did they lift these massive stones to such heights and fit them so perfectly? One widely accepted theory is that countless workers used ramps made of mud brick and limestone. Yet, some argue this may not fully explain the level of precision seen in the construction. In recent years, some researchers have suggested that the ancient Egyptians might have used more advanced tools than previously thought. There's an intriguing item called the Dendera light depicted on the walls of the Hathor temple. Some propose it's evidence of electric lighting. While this is a fringe theory, and mainstream archaeologists dismiss it, it does capture the imagination. But let's stick to what's more grounded. Over in Peru, the walls of Sacsayhuaman showcase huge stones fitted together in an incredibly intricate, almost puzzle-like manner. The Incas constructed these walls without mortar, yet the joints are so tight that they're earthquake-resistant and have stood for centuries. How did they achieve such precision? The conventional explanation is that they used bronze tools and lots of manpower. However, the scarcity of stone carving tools and the technological limits of the time leave room for questions. One fascinating theory revolves around the use of simple machines enhanced by clever techniques. For example, levers and pulleys could have played a significant role, even though they might not leave direct evidence behind. There's also the experimental archaeology approach, where modern scientists attempt to recreate these ancient techniques using historically accurate tools and methods. Some have managed to move large blocks this way, but debates continue over whether this accurately reflects ancient practices. Now, let's venture to Easter Island, where the mysterious Moai statues stand. The islanders managed to transport these colossal figures, some weighing up to 82 tons, across long distances. The generally accepted view is that they used ropes and log rollers. However, the oral histories of the Rapa Nui people hint at a more mystical explanation. They say that the statues walked to their locations. Could this be a metaphor for some forgotten method of transportation? Research suggests that the idea of walking might not be so fetched. Experiments have shown that with careful coordination, Teams can walk replicas of the statues vertically by rocking them side to side. This technique would have required an understanding of balance and coordination that is no less impressive than the use of hypothetical machinery. We must also pay attention to some of the tools left behind by ancient civilizations. In some places, like the ruins of Puma Punku in Bolivia, there are stunningly precise cuts in the stone that resemble work done with saws or drills rather than chisels. The H-blocks there are renowned for their geometrical complexity. This has led some researchers to theorize about the presence of advanced technology. However, mainstream archaeology points to the possibility of using simple tools with exceptional skill, or even abrasive sands aided by rotating drills powered by hand. While several unsolved mysteries remain, one thing is certain: the ingenuity of these ancient peoples was awe-inspiring. They accomplished great feats with limited resources and knowledge, whether it was through little-known technologies, ingenious engineering, or sheer human determination. What they left behind continues to inspire modern inquiry. The question of ancient machinery, vs. manual craftsmanship, evokes a sense of wonder about our past and the capabilities of our ancestors. As we explore these ancient sites with modern eyes, we are reminded that history is a puzzle yet to be fully pieced together. With each discovery, we gain deeper insight into human innovation, an enduring testament to the limitless potential of human creativity. Investigating these marvels encourages us to continue asking questions. Could there be other aspects of history waiting to be uncovered? Each stone, each mark, and each tool bears a silent story, waiting for us to listen. In the end, it's our curiosity and ongoing research that may one day unlock the secrets of these extraordinary accomplishments. Let's keep looking, exploring, and wondering. Chapter 2. Machined Marvels. Imagine walking amidst the ancient ruins of Egypt, or the grand structures of Peru, and noticing the details that are often overlooked. Consider the way some of these giant stones fit together so perfectly that not even a piece of paper can slip between them. The craftsmanship is so fine, so precise, that it's hard to believe it was done with just simple tools. This leads us to an interesting question. Could these ancient builders have used machinery we never knew about? Today, we're going to dive into this fascinating topic. Let's take a trip back in time. Starting in Egypt with the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's an architectural masterpiece, shrouded in mystery. Each stone block can weigh as much as 2.5 tons. That's about the same as a large car. The question is, how did they lift these massive stones to such heights and fit them so perfectly? One widely accepted theory is that countless workers used ramps made of mud brick and limestone. Yet, some argue this may not fully explain the level of precision seen in the construction. In recent years, some researchers have suggested that the ancient Egyptians might have used more advanced tools than previously thought. There's an intriguing item called the Dendera light depicted on the walls of the Hathor temple. Some propose it's evidence of electric lighting. While this is a fringe theory, and mainstream archaeologists dismiss it, it does capture the imagination. But let's stick to what's more grounded. Over in Peru, the walls of Sacsayhuaman showcase huge stones fitted together in an incredibly intricate, almost puzzle-like manner. The Incas constructed these walls without mortar, yet the joints are so tight that they're earthquake-resistant and have stood for centuries. How did they achieve such precision? The conventional explanation is that they used bronze tools and lots of manpower. However, the scarcity of stone carving tools and the technological limits of the time leave room for questions. One fascinating theory revolves around the use of simple machines enhanced by clever techniques. For example, levers and pulleys could have played a significant role, even though they might not leave direct evidence behind. There's also the experimental archaeology approach, where modern scientists attempt to recreate these ancient techniques using historically accurate tools and methods. Some have managed to move large blocks this way, but debates continue over whether this accurately reflects ancient practices. Now, let's venture to Easter Island, where the mysterious Moai statues stand. The islanders managed to transport these colossal figures, some weighing up to 82 tons, across long distances. The generally accepted view is that they used ropes and log rollers. However, the oral histories of the Rapa Nui people hint at a more mystical explanation. They say that the statues walked to their locations. Could this be a metaphor for some forgotten method of transportation? Research suggests that the idea of walking might not be so far-fetched. Experiments have shown that with careful coordination, teams can walk replicas of the statues vertically by rocking them side to side. This technique would have required an understanding of balance and coordination that is no less impressive than the use of hypothetical machinery. We must also pay attention to some of the tools left behind by ancient civilizations. In some places, like the ruins of Pumapunku in Bolivia, there are stunningly precise cuts in the stone that resemble work done with saws or drills rather than chisels. The H-blocks there are renowned for their geometrical complexity. This has led some researchers to theorize about the presence of advanced technology. However, mainstream archaeology points to the possibility of using simple tools with exceptional skill or even abrasive sands, aided by rotating drills powered by hand. While several unsolved mysteries remain, one thing is certain: the ingenuity of these ancient peoples was uninspiring. They accomplished great feats with limited resources and knowledge. Whether it was through little-known technologies, ingenious engineering, or sheer human determination, what they left behind continues to inspire modern inquiry. The question of ancient machinery, vs. manual craftsmanship, evokes a sense of wonder about our past and the capabilities of our ancestors. As we explore these ancient sites with modern eyes, we are reminded that history is a puzzle yet to be fully pieced together. With each discovery, we gain deeper insight into human innovation, an enduring testament to the limitless potential of human creativity. Investigating these marvels encourages us to continue asking questions. Could there be other aspects of history waiting to be uncovered? Each stone, each mark, and each tool bears a silent story waiting for us to listen. In the end, it's our curiosity and ongoing research that may one day unlock the secrets of these extraordinary accomplishments. Let's keep looking, exploring, and wondering. ***, Chapter 4, Precision in Prehistory. Imagine standing in a vast desert. The sun beating down as you gaze at ancient stone structures. These are not just any stones. They're massive, perfectly shaped, and arranged in patterns that boggle the mind. How were they made, and why do they appear so precise? Many ancient sites across the world, like the pyramids of Egypt and the intricate stone walls of Machu Picchu in Peru, exhibit amazing precision. It's this extraordinary detail that piques our curiosity and makes us wonder about the knowledge and tools these ancient builders might have used in studying these ancient marvels. What really stands out is the level of exactness and skill demonstrated thousands of years ago. The alignment of the Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, is incredibly precise. The sides of the pyramid are almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal points north, south, east, and west. How did the builders achieve such accuracy without the aid of modern technology? It's impressive not just as an architectural achievement, but also as a testament to the ancient Egyptians' understanding of the world around them. Archaeologists and historians have spent years trying to understand the methods behind such precision. One theory is that ancient civilizations had a deep understanding of geometry and time. The Antikythera mechanism, an ancient Greek device sometimes called the first analog computer, shows us that knowledge of intricate mechanics and astronomy existed over 2,000 years ago. This device could predict astronomical positions and eclipses for calendrical and astrological purposes, proving that ancient people had a sophisticated grasp of complex scientific concepts. Looking more closely at ancient stonework reveals further mysteries. Many of these structures show signs of being cut with remarkable accuracy. For instance, at Pumapunku in Bolivia, stones are cut so precisely that modern-day stonemasons find it hard to explain how it could have been done without advanced tools. The stones fit together so tightly that even a razor blade cannot fit between them. This leads to intriguing questions about the technologies or techniques used by the builders. One possibility is that these societies had access to advanced knowledge passed down through generations, allowing them to innovate with the tools available. Perhaps they used copper tools with the assistance of sand and quartz to erode the stones. However, the stone hardness and the level of detail achieved still leave experts pondering about other possible methods. Some researchers suggest that high levels of craftsmanship and an understanding of the natural environment played a huge role. For instance, some structures were built along fault lines where the natural tension in the earth might have been used to their advantage, aiding in the cutting and splitting of stones. This shows a deep connection with the environment and an ability to use natural resources smartly. While exploring these ancient sites, many think about what else might be hiding within this remarkable precision. Did these societies develop methods that we've overlooked or forgotten about? What if they had unique ways of measuring and crafting that we have yet to rediscover or understand? Today, technology aids us greatly in constructing buildings with accurate measures down to millimeters. The ancient builders didn't have lasers or GPS, so their achievements prompt us to rethink our understanding of their capabilities. Their precision could point to a refined system of mathematics and engineering. Consider how remarkable it is that the ancient builders managed such feats without heavy machinery. The logistics of moving, lifting, and placing such large stones required not just intellect and planning, but also a community effort. This collaboration perhaps reflects a shared purpose and ultimate respect for the cosmos or their belief systems that drove them to mirror the cosmic order in their earthly constructions. As we uncover more about these ancient works, the blend of art, science, and culture comes alive. It teaches us that intelligence and ingenuity are timeless human traits. These sites are a bridge to the past, showing that, while ancient, these peoples were not primitive. They were thinkers, dreamers, and doers, much like us today, but with their unique ways and wisdom. With every new discovery, the past shares part of its secrets, and we slowly piece together the puzzle to understand our shared human journey. This exploration is ongoing, and the story continues to unfold with each unturned stone, constantly inspiring wonder and encouraging us to see history not just as events of the past, but as building blocks for the present and future. Chapter 5: Ancient Engineering Feats. Imagine walking through a landscape dotted with ancient wonders, massive stone structures that have stood the test of time. Some of these sites seem so intricate, so awe-inspiring, that they spark a simple yet profound question. How did people back in the day, without the technology we have now, accomplish such feats? There are whispers among some scholars and curious minds that traces of advanced methods might be hidden within these time-worn stones. Hints that these builders might have used techniques more sophisticated than we usually imagine. Let's take a journey through time and space. Starting with the Great Pyramid of Giza. These pyramids have puzzled people for centuries. Towering over the desert sands with enormous blocks of stone, some weighing as much as a small truck. How did the ancient Egyptians, over 4,000 years ago, quarry, transport, and perfectly place each of those blocks without cranes or trucks? Theories range from massive ramps and laborers by the thousands to suggestions of a more mechanical approach. Some researchers have put forward ideas of using enormous levers or water to help move these heavy stones, reducing friction in a method akin to a dreamlike ancient conveyor belt system. Although there's no definitive evidence of advanced machinery, the precision and skill involved raise intriguing questions. Let's shift our focus to South America, where the ancient city of Machu Picchu sits high in the Andes Mountains. There, Incan stonemasons crafted their structures with a level of precision remarkable even by today's standards. The stones fit together so perfectly that you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. This type of construction is known as ashlar masonry. The Incas didn't use mortar, which is what holds modern bricks together. Instead, they shaped each stone individually for a perfect fit. It's like a giant, intricate stone jigsaw puzzle. Some historians believe the Incas achieved this through a combination of careful planning, hands-on skill, and likely basic tools, yet a deeper understanding of their process, maybe involving unknown methods of stone manipulation or softening, remains just out of our reach. Consider ancient structures scattered across and beyond Europe, such as the stunningly mysterious Stonehenge, comprised of standing stones, some of which originated from miles away. The logistics of its creation are puzzling. Archaeologists have suggested several means of transportation, including rolling the stones on logs or dragging them over slippery surfaces. How the builders managed to erect these stones to form the iconic circle is still a question discussed with much enthusiasm. Some believe simple machines like levers played a significant role, while others ponder whether there is something yet undiscovered about the people's methods. Meanwhile, in Southeast Asia, the temple complex of Angkor Wat in Cambodia shines as a testament to human ingenuity. Its stones are so well placed, with ornate carvings so delicate, they have endured numerous tests of nature and time. The entire site is lined with extensive waterways and reservoirs, a sophisticated system indicating an advanced understanding of engineering that keeps the buildings stable even during heavy rains and floods. This level of hydrological insight hints at a deeper knowledge of physics and engineering such early societies might have wielded. Venturing into the realm of ancient Mesoamerica reveals more wonders, like the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico. These ancient builders used materials remarkably suited to withstand the ages. They included mica, a mineral with insulating and energy-conducting properties, in their construction. It's unclear if this was purposeful with advanced intent or simply a coincidental choice of material. Yet it opens channels of discussion regarding their understanding of the natural world. Some scholars argue that the techniques used were not necessarily advanced in the way we think about technology today, but were rather a result of untapped creativity and a deep understanding of their environment. Where we might see limitations, they saw resources and opportunities. They used what nature readily provided, harnessing the power of water, the reliability of stone, and the force of human and animal labor. The question remains, however, whether they also dabbled with tools or machines we have yet to uncover or fully understand. The idea of these ancient cultures using advanced techniques isn't entirely new, but continues to excite and challenge the way we think about our past. While we're far from definitive conclusions, the debate itself fosters appreciation not only for the ingenuity of our ancestors, but also for the mystery that continues to elude our modern understanding. These ponderous stones scattered across continents stand as silent testimonials, daring us to seek answers. Each offers a tantalizing glimpse into a world skillfully fashioned through the ages. As we continue to unearth clues and develop technologies of our own, our appreciation for the marvels of the ancient world only deepens. They remind us of the secrets that tickle the edges of our known histories and encourage us to keep questioning, to keep wondering, and to always, above all else, stay curious about what humanity is truly capable of achieving. Chapter 6 Mysteries. In the Quarry Inn, a quiet valley surrounded by lush hills, there lies an old quarry. It doesn't stand out at first glance, yet it's far from ordinary. The stones removed from this place many years ago have left behind strange marks and puzzling questions. As we wander through this ancient site, we are greeted not just by the sounds of nature, but by whispers of a story untold and waiting to be uncovered. This quarry is not the only place where strange things like these have been found. All over the world, there are ancient stoneworks that seem too perfect to have been crafted by hand alone. The cuts are unbelievably straight, and the drills are precise. When looking at these works, many have wondered, what kind of tools did they use to achieve such precision? This is where we begin our journey into the mysteries hidden within these stones. One of the most fascinating discoveries has been the existence of circular drill holes in incredibly hard stones, like granite. These holes often display concentric marks, as if they were made by machinery similar to what we use today. Traditional theories suggest that ancient artisans would use stone, copper, tools, and sand. These methods rely on friction and time, and can indeed create holes. However, the speed and precision needed to create these perfect circles are a bit baffling if only these simple tools were at play. There's a remarkable site in Pumapunku, Bolivia, known for its astonishingly precise stone architecture. When studied, the granite and diorite stones, some weighing in the range of hundreds of tons, have captivated archaeologists and engineers alike. The infamous H-blocks fit together in jigsaw puzzle-like combinations, so precise that even a sheet of paper cannot fit between them. The quarry from which these stones were sourced is located miles away, and considering the period in which these structures were built, the logistics of transporting and fitting these stones with such precision remains a topic of debate and awe. Not to forget, in Egypt, the Great Pyramids' casing stones were cut with such precision. Even modern lasers would struggle to duplicate it perfectly. What's particularly striking about these stones is the manner in which they are joined together. The perfect cuts and sheer volume of rock moved from the quarries to the construction sites would have been an enormous task. Traditional understandings have suggested the use of copper tools, yet copper is significantly softer than the stones they purportedly worked on. This raises the question of whether other unknown tools or technologies were being used. There's a narrative that gains both intrigue and skepticism. Advanced ancient machinery. While this idea might sound like it belongs in a novel, there's a growing body of thought that speculates ancient civilizations might have had some form of technology or method that we have yet to understand fully. Engineers studying these ancient sites sometimes suggest that what we're observing might not match the simplicity of the tools traditionally believed to have been used. The advanced ancient technology theory doesn't imply a super civilization, but suggests a complexity of technology whose evidence is mostly lost in time. In recent years, modern science has made strides in shedding light on these mysteries, with methods such as LIDAR, light detection and ranging. Experts can map these sites in detailed 3D, revealing insights that were once invisible. This technology helps researchers identify unique patterns and understand the spatial relationships between structures and their surroundings. Through these advancements, new discoveries continue to emerge. Remote sensing techniques, like satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar, have unveiled hidden quarries near some ancient sites, suggesting that the so-called mysterious stones might have been much more accessible than previously thought. While the evidence points in many directions, experts are cautious. For now, it seems there might be secrets of rock and time just beyond our grasp, pieces of technology or methods we haven't rediscovered or fully understood. What people were capable of thousands of years ago is still something we are piecing together bit by bit. It's fascinating to think that somewhere in our distant past, the brilliance of the human mind found ways to move, cut, and shape some of the hardest materials on Earth with techniques we struggle to fully replicate today. This incredible creativity and problem-solving could hint at a more profound human ingenuity. Chapter 7. Cutting-Edge Conundrum. Imagine walking through an ancient site, the stones worn and weathered by time, whispers of history echoing around you. As you run your hand along the cool, smooth surface of a massive stone block, it dawns on you just how precise its edges are, almost as if crafted with the exactness of tools we use today. This realization stirs a question: could some of the world's most ancient stonework be evidence of technology we never expected exist at the time? Throughout our world's diverse history, there are countless examples of monumental structures that defy simple explanation. Mysterious sites like the pyramids of Egypt, the megalithic stones of Stonehenge, and Machu Picchu's terraced city high in the Andes each carry their share of riddles. The precision with which these ancient stones were cut, shaped, and placed has long fascinated scholars and lay people alike. How did ancient civilizations achieve such incredible feats with the limited tools that are believed to have been available to them? Let's start with the pyramids, those world-famous monuments. Standing tall on the Giza Plateau, scholars agree the Great Pyramid was completed around 2560 BC, during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. What boggles the mind is how these massive triangular structures, so precisely aligned with the cardinal points of the compass, were constructed, with stones weighing several tons each. The transportation and cutting of these stones with such accuracy is a puzzle. There are hieroglyphs depicting workers using copper tools, yet modern tests show copper struggles with the hardness and density of the limestone and granite blocks used in pyramid construction. Archaeologists often debate exactly how these ancient engineers achieved their marvels of construction. One theory suggests they developed softening agents from local plants. Although this remains speculative, it's based on the idea that certain acids present in plant extracts could have been used to make stone cutting easier. Moreover, the knowledge might have been lost over time. Considering how ancient societies had advanced understanding of chemistry evidenced by their metal refining techniques. Similarly interesting is the ancient site of Baalbek in Lebanon, home to some of the largest stones used in construction anywhere in the world. The trilithon stones, each weighing upwards of 800 tons, fit together with such perfection that not even a piece of paper can fit in between. Intriguingly, these megaliths were moved and placed with no apparent tools strong enough to perform such a feat in the eras considered. Some scholars propose the use of complex engineering techniques involving ramps and manpower, while others suggest vibrational technology akin to harmonic frequencies influencing matter. Though intriguing, this last theory reaches the boundaries of what is evidenced by traditional scientific study, showing just how much there is still left to learn. Machu Picchu, another example, sits high up in the Andes, its stones fitting together without mortar. Geologists studying the stones note that the precision can be so high the stones almost seem to flow into each other. How were stones quarried, transported across rugged terrain, and fitted so impeccably at such dizzying altitudes? Ancient texts about the Andean use of reflective surfaces and light concentration in stone splitting provide fascinating possibilities, hinting at an understanding of physics far ahead of their time. Advanced theories do peer into these past achievements through a technological lens. Experts in rock mechanics and stonemasonry sometimes refer to these cases, suggesting a level of sophistication in ancient societies that goes unappreciated by modern assumptions. Laser technology used today shows similar marks on cut stones from both ancient and contemporary times, causing some to suggest the ancients could have been using methods lost to history. Again, such a theory drifts into speculative territory, but doesn't close the door on uncovering new findings in ancient engineering ingenuity. Beyond physical technology is the idea that these societies possessed advanced knowledge in organizational ability and physics, understood through their conceptualizations seen in astronomy and timekeeping. The Mayans, Egyptians, and many other cultures used complex calendars and studied the stars with near-modern accuracy, implying not all technological feats were tangible but were based in advanced understanding of their world. In this light, it becomes clear these structures weren't just built, they were envisioned. They represent the intellectual might of people who, without our modern conveniences, understood their environment in ways we are only beginning to grasp again. The evidence of their accomplishments not only reveals their expertise, but also asks us to reconsider our view of them as primitive. Their legacy urges modern thinkers to redefine what we know of ancient times and challenges the boundaries of what we consider evolution in technological advancement. As we ponder the accurately cut stones of these historic sites, the real question remains: have we fully understood the capabilities of ancient civilizations, or merely glimpsed them? Each discovery expands our horizon, replacing our yardstick on a timeline that refuses to stand still. Behind every stone lies a story, an untold element of wonder, urging us to keep looking, keep questioning, and never stop imagining all the possibilities that history has crafted, one chisel, one mind, at a time. Chapter 8. The Sculptor's Enigma. In a quiet corner of an old town, there stands a workshop filled with the clinks and clatters of a craftsman's tools. The sculptor, a gentle soul with a touch of wonder, chips away at blocks of stone, bringing to life images from his imagination. But as we delve deeper into the world of ancient stonework, we discover stories that suggest something far beyond mere hand tools were at play in the past. It's a tale that intrigues experts, archaeologists, and the curious alike. Imagine standing before a grand pyramid or an age-old temple. The stones are massive, heavy, and perfectly crafted. Many ancient structures are built with blocks of stone, so precisely cut and placed that the joints are impossibly tight, often not even allowing the blade of a knife to slip between them. These stones whisper secrets from a time long gone and lead us to believe that ancient builders might have had advanced knowledge or tools. How were such massive structures erected with such precision? To truly grasp the depth of this mystery, we must first understand a bit more about how stones were traditionally worked in ancient times. Stone carving, by traditional accounts, involves a process where tools like chisels and hammers are used to chip away at a larger piece of stone until the desired shape is achieved. The artisans of the past also employed pounding stones, copper tools, and sand to grind and polish the surfaces. While these techniques are impressive and would have required tremendous skill and effort, they don't fully explain the incredible precision seen in some ancient stonework. A fascinating example of such precision is found in ancient Egypt. The Great Pyramid of Giza is not only a symbol of the spectacular building capability of its time, but also an illustration of puzzling precision. The base of the pyramid is incredibly level, and the stones are arranged almost perfectly. Some experts suggest that such precision could only have been achieved with an understanding of engineering principles and possibly equipment that would allow for extremely fine measurements and cuts. Another intriguing site lies in the ancient city of Tiwanaku in Bolivia. The walls at Tiwanaku are composed of huge stones weighing several tons each. The striking feature is that these stones are carved in such a way that they fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, locking into place with incredible precision. Without the use of mortar to hold them together, the stones still stand strong, surviving the ravages of time and the elements. These examples lead to many questions. How did ancient builders, with the tools assumed to be available to them, achieve such remarkable results? Some researchers believe that water or copper tools alone could not have honed stones so precisely. This led to various theories that introduce other methods and tools that might have been used, possibly including technologies that have been forgotten or lost with time. One theory that has been suggested is that ancient civilizations might have had access to a form of advanced technology, machines or techniques that could split, shape, and manipulate stone with great precision. While conventional archaeology does not widely accept these ideas, the precision found in these ancient structures allows the debate to continue. Some fringe theories even suggest the use of diamond drills or saws forged from materials that defy the technological capabilities believed to be possible at the time. It's essential to sift through these theories critically and carefully. Archaeologists and historians strive to find evidence in records, tools, or on-site analysis that could give a clearer idea of the techniques used. Scientific studies using modern tools such as 3D imaging and microscopic analysis have begun to offer insights that might one day unravel these ancient mysteries. For example, researchers have found that the hewn edges of some stone blocks display characteristics that suggest something beyond simple chisels might have been used. The idea of advanced ancient machinery challenges the traditional narrative of human development. Yet, moments when we find something new and unexpected are often the first words in the great conversation that pushes human understanding forward. These remnants from the past are not merely artifacts, they are messages, written in stone, telling us a story that spans millennia. They invite us to learn, to explore our history, and to ponder the full capabilities of human ingenuity long before our modern era. What remains is an enduring enigma. The truth hides within the stone cuts and the alignments, perpetually beckoning us to look a little closer, ask thoughtful questions, and keep an open mind. As our tools and understanding of science advance, We may one day find an answer that bridges the gap between imagination and historical reality, offering a glimpse into a world where the boundaries of possibility were perhaps further than we ever thought. Chapter 9. Forgotten Technologies. Imagine walking through mysterious ruins, where massive stones fit together so perfectly that not even a strand of hair can slip between them. We are speaking of places like Machu Picchu in Peru, the Great Pyramid in Egypt, and the ancient city of Petra in Jordan. These sites inspire awe and many questions, especially when we consider the technology available to the people who built them. The more we study these ancient structures, the more we wonder about the techniques and tools used by their creators. Some stones are incredibly large and heavy, yet ancient builders managed to transport them over miles of rough terrain. Others have designs so precise it feels as if they were shaped by modern machinery. How did ancient civilizations achieve this level of precision and efficiency without the technology we rely on today? Let's look at some specific examples that highlight the marvels of ancient stonework. In Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza is made up of approximately 2.3 million blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. How these blocks were transported and precisely placed around 4,500 years ago remains a topic of fascination and debate among historians and archaeologists. One well-supported theory suggests that the ancient Egyptians used sledges to drag stones over wet sand. A study from the University of Amsterdam shows that adding water to sand significantly reduces friction. This method is effective for moving large stones, and wall paintings from the period support the idea. Yet this explains only part of the process. The exact techniques for cutting, lifting, and precisely placing the stones remain less clear in South America. The walls of the ancient city of Cusco, once the capital of the Inca Empire, offer another puzzle. Their massive stones were cut to fit together so snugly that even modern tools struggle to replicate the fit. Some of these stones have 12 angles, challenging our understanding of how much the Incas could achieve with tools made from harder stones, bronze, and copper. To tackle the questions of ancient achievements, we look at clues left behind, such as the quarries and tools found at these sites. While some evidence exists for copper tools in Egypt and stone hammers in Peru, these tools seem inadequate for shaping large, hard stones with such precision. This raises interesting questions about possible techniques that haven't survived in the archaeological record. One example of advanced stonework is visible at Pumapunku, an ancient site in Bolivia. Here, massive stone blocks are intricately cut and slotted together like a puzzle. The stones have perfectly straight edges and precise right angles. Archaeologists puzzle over how such accuracy could be achieved. Comparisons have been made to modern machining processes, although no metal tools have been found at the site to suggest similar technological capabilities. Some scholars suggest the use of unknown methods or tools no longer preserved in history. Others propose that lost techniques might involve forms of abrasion using materials like quartz, or that the ancients discovered ways to soften stone temporarily. While no definitive proof exists for these theories, they encourage us to consider the breadth of human ingenuity and lost knowledge. Emerging studies in ancient metallurgy and materials science provide new angles to explore. Research into ancient Roman concrete, for instance, reveals that mineral formations over time could reinforce structural integrity, leading some to wonder if similar natural processes or materials were harnessed elsewhere in history. In uncovering ancient stonework's secrets, we are reminded of the vastness of human innovation. While many questions remain unanswered, Every new finding prompts further exploration. The mixture of human creativity with practical problem-solving in ancient times lays the foundation for considering other possibilities. What if other aspects of the ancients' technology remain undiscovered? Our journey into the past serves as a springboard for modern eyes. It opens discussions not just in the field of archaeology, but also in engineering and materials science, encouraging collaboration across disciplines by seeking answers to these enigmatic feats. We reconnect with the inventiveness of our ancestors and gain insights into the beginnings of engineering as we know it. In pondering these mysteries, we take a step that not only honors our history, but also inspires curiosity. These age-old questions are bridges to our endless quest for knowledge, linking the ingenuity of past civilizations with the potential of today's discoveries. As we uncover more about our ancient forebears, we are reminded of the resilience and creativity that unifies civilizations across the ages. Chapter 10: Legacy of the Stone Rites. In a world where time has softened the edges of even the grandest monuments, there are some mysteries etched into stone that continue to puzzle us. Picture the Great Pyramids of Egypt, their massive blocks, stacked with such precision that a piece of paper can hardly squeeze between them. Many of us stand in awe and wonder, scratching our heads in disbelief at the incredible skill required to build these monoliths with what we assume to be primitive tools. But what if these ancient stoneworks are whispering secrets of advanced methods beyond what we might expect? One of the first places you should visit when pondering this question is Egypt. The pyramids, of course, catch much of the limelight, but many don't realize the significance of the unfinished obelisk in Aswan. This massive piece of granite, still attached to the bedrock, provides clues about the techniques used by ancient Egyptians, estimated to weigh over 1,000 tons. It suggests they might have used methods that challenge our understanding. Recent studies using geochemical analysis hint that abrasion was achieved by a mixture of water and sand, slowly wearing through the stone. The unanswered question, however, is how such consistent pressure could be applied with handheld tools alone, traveling across countries. The ancient city of Petra in modern-day Jordan stands as another testament to past stonecraft prowess. Carved into rose-hued cliffs, the grandeur of the treasury leaves you breathless. Imagine working these intricate facades from top to bottom, all without modern scaffolding. The Nabateans, who were responsible for building Petra, somehow managed to design structures that beautifully mix engineering wisdom with aesthetic flair. When examining the interiors, you'll find evidence that they used a system of levers and pulleys, masterpieces of mechanical engineering that speak of minds deeply aware of physics. Thinking a bit further afield, let's visit the incredible city of Machu Picchu in Peru. Perched high in the Andes, it's not just the temple structures that amaze us, but the way boulders fit together perfectly. The Incas employed a mortarless construction technique called ashlar, where stones fit so tightly that not even a blade of grass can slide between them. Experts have found that the builders might have used systematic, rhythmic movements, a dance, almost to move these stones with ropes and levers. Studies utilizing 3D scanning and photogrammetry have shown that the rocks were meticulously shaped to interlock. The pace and precision can lead one to ponder if they mastered advanced surveying methods, perhaps predicting the patterns of damage and erosion over centuries. As you dig deeper into these intriguing stone stories, you'll encounter exciting debates among archaeologists and engineers. Some lend voice to the possibility of forgotten technologies, while others urge caution. reminding us of the incredible potential of human ingenuity, even without what we'd call machinery. For instance, experimental archaeology has replicated many ancient techniques, demonstrating that tremendous feats can be achieved with precise coordination and planning. Even in Europe, structures like Stonehenge inspire awe. The enormous stones are believed to have been transported from over 20 miles away. Think about the determination and teamwork such an endeavor must have required. Theories on how it was done range from creating wooden tracks on which to roll stones to floating them along rivers. Radiocarbon dating of nearby artifacts places Stonehenge's initial construction around 3000 BC, suggesting our ancestors were dreaming big long before written records could capture those aspirations. We must not forget coastal wonders as well. Along the shores of the Mediterranean, the island of Sicily holds the ancient Greek temple of Segesta, notable for its incomplete yet stunning architecture. Architectural precision and alignment with astronomical events showcase a kind of knowledge sharing across cultures that is still not entirely understood. Genetic research on ancient DNA extracted from bones found nearby indicates the builders may have worked in multi-ethnic groups, sharing ideas across regions, and so, as we explore the remnants left by those who chiseled history into rocks, gentle questions nudge at the back of our minds. Did they only rely on strength and patience, or did they develop techniques that have been lost to time? Do the stones hold further secrets, waiting to catch the right light or be seen from the right angle? Is it possible their whispers carry stories of forgotten champions of early engineering? The beauty of this mystery lies in its capacity to connect us, pulling us closer to the collective marvels and struggles of human history. Each new find, every scratch and notch, is a piece of a much larger puzzle. Our journey is one of learning, forever following trails of clues that hint at just how sophisticated our ancestors were. As you continue to explore these wonders, allow curiosity to lead, and keep asking questions that guide us closer to understanding the enigmatic pages of our shared past.